We'll talk later.
5.
Okay.
We'll talk later, guys.
Later.
We have 3, 2. It's still setting up, but yep, they're done. Here we go. We're on YouTube.
Here we go. Look at that. Everybody's so surprised. Happy Saturday. Don't even have the cameras on. Caught you off guard. Put them cameras on. Let's see them lovely, smiling, happy faces. There you go, Army. All right. Ellen, good to you. CMCNA. Well, I guess if it's not one of those pesky things, let them in, right? Got to be somebody with. Two Kathy Ashbys. Can we deal with that? Two Kathys? That's a lot.
It's double the fun.
True. Very true.
Today is a new day. Yes, Candace. Happy New Year. We haven't talked since first, have we, with everybody? Have we?
No.
No, I don't think so. No.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. And Happy New Year. Oh, and did I say Happy New Year?
Hey, Niall. Happy New Year.
Hey guys, Happy New Year. Happy New
All
Year.
right, Tanya. Happy New Year.
New Year. Let's see. What should we do this? We have a big day today. I'm going to put this out there. I hope everybody has invited and figured out how to find 2 or 3 people to show up to the BFA event. We're giving away money. We're showing them how to make money with us as a team. We're doing a big, huge thing today. So, and the thing about it is, and I'm just gonna say this, like, I know when I put something into motion, what needs to happen. I also know that it takes a while to get everybody into motion because we all have life, we have things going on, but we got a really good routine now. And so I'm just going to just be a broken record on it for everybody here to hear as we start this year out. This week is, from now to next Saturday, that we don't have a BFA event next Saturday. We do have a 2-day event for Evolve next Saturday and Sunday. And then the following week, which would be, let's see, the 17th,
Yes.
that'll be a BFA event. And so this week, everybody should be doing text 1s, text 2s, text 3s, doing the calls, doing the outreach, doing BRTs, and then come like Sunday, Monday of next week, we're going to continue that path. Only we're going to reach out to everybody that we've done the text 3 with and we haven't got a hold of, and invite them to Saturday's BFA event. And we can do that with phone calls. And we're going to, because if it's the week prior, and you can get them on the phone, we can do a BRT. And if they don't buy a PBS because they don't get it, that's all it can be, right? If they don't get it, then say, hey, you know what? I messed up. I don't think I covered this right. You need to come to the BFA event Saturday. Now, if you can't talk to them, we're just going to invite. And we're going to do modifications on the messaging that we send out the prior week. I'm testing things to get better results, right? And if we get the text through, that's 90% of it is getting the text delivered. We do that. The other 10% is them reading it and actually doing it, right? And if you guys should be adding everybody to the calendar. That invite thing works. And I put out invites, I send out reminders. That's what we do. And you guys, I've had people respond, I'll be there. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And these are people that have been in the system for 2, 3, some of them even 5 years. So we know it's working. We just got to be consistent on it. But everybody needs to do a little bit. If you can just get 2 or 3 people to show up for the next BFA event, we're winning. We're winning. You guys, we got this so turnkey, and I would say turnkey easy. Yeah, you got to do some work, but we made the work even easier constantly. All right. Today, guys, is a very, very special day, right? Not only is it the first part of the year, but Tanya gets to come on here and share her wisdom on planning. I'm going to tell you guys, take copious notes. It is a live recording, which means it's on our podcast. What are we on today? Podcast 47, 46? What are we on? 46, I think. I need to organize those better. I was looking at, they're not all listed right.
Yes.
So Jerlene, that is freaking awesome. Yeah, 84. I mean, that's awesome. And I know she's doing her 100, right? If you're doing 100 text ones, text twos, text threes every week, you got to come to our millionaire course. Now, guys, I'm going to give you some updates on this, and I'll be blasting it out in memos. I'll be putting it out everywhere I can. Monday night, we do the Velavita call, 8 o'clock Eastern. All right. And we're talking, that's our Velavita focus. We talk about the new products, share testimonials, and we have some amazing ones, right? Tuesday changed up a little bit, right? So we have our leadership. So all leadership, this is the first Tuesday of January of 226. GSIs, PSIs, MSIs at 7:30 Eastern on Tuesday, be on our call, be on our Zoom, right? Our leadership Zoom. And then 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock is not the instructor Zoom anymore. That's got moved. 8 to 9, anybody that's fully active in Evolve have a special training. And right now it is prime. So we want them to not miss out on the instructor Zoom and go there. And then everybody that's an instructor, we're working to build you up so you can be part of everything. So Tuesday from 8 to 9 is that, but at 9 o'clock. So we'll be there 10 to 9, quarter to 9, whatever. We'll start that up. And then, like we do our student call. And then right after the student call, which might end a little early, we're going to go right to the instructor Zoom. So don't think it's going to start right at 10. I'm going to try to be a little early if we can be. Sometimes it won't work out, but I'm going to tell you, be ready to go right to it. And we're going to do the instructor Zoom, and then we're going to go to the millionaire course right after that. And we're trying not to make it too late of a night. It already is late for East Coasters especially, but you guys, this is actually going to work out better for the West Coasters. So it's a good thing. And then Wednesday, it's Evolve training for those that are fully involved in Evolve. We're not going to do another training on that right now because we got things in motion, right? And we're going to cover things on Evolve and that going forward on our trainings as we do. So Wednesday, we have a lot of people doing their study halls, but at 8 o'clock Eastern is an hour. It might go over. That's the one they might go over on doing the land deals and everything else. And you guys, this is the meat and potatoes that gets things done. Okay. Then Thursday, we have our incredible training done by our leadership at 9 o'clock Eastern. And we have a whole new routine going on starting this month. And it's for the year. Then on Saturdays, right, we have our training like we're doing now. The BFA event is every other weekend. And then the alternating weekends present, and hopefully we keep it that way. That's the plan. We like to be super organized, is the 2-day event for Evolve. And now we're just going to be running people through the cycle. It's a system, right? Remember, it's a system. And get everything going. All right. So that being said, Tanya, I'm going to pass this over to you. Everybody, we're going to go over our focus points. Consistency, even a little bit, as long as we're doing the same as long as we're doing the right things and consistently, even if you do a little bit, it's going to get there. Doing a little bit versus nothing is way better than doing nothing. And you guys remember, when we get the right people on our team, it changes the dynamics immensely. 1 amazing person on changes everything. 2 changes everything. 3 changes everything. And we don't find those amazing people without doing the work. Because amazing people actually show up and do what they say they're going to do, and we don't know until they do it. And some people got to get things out of their life to make this a priority to do the little things. And that takes time. So we just got to be patient, bring people in, get them into the training, get them into the messaging, and let them follow the process. Right. And we just do everything with integrity. They'll fall in place as soon as it's ready for them. We don't know what's going on in everybody's life, but we do know they've got to make changes to make this part of their life, right? They've got to change what they're doing to get something different. Them coming in and getting involved with us is that first step. All right. Love you guys. Tanya, go ahead now.
Before we get going, I'm going to shut the chat off so it's not popping up, distracting Tanya or getting in the
Great.
middle.
Yeah, guys, pay attention. Tanya and I go back and forth on this all the time. I know we always got lots of new people to hear this. I'm going to tell you, getting your life organized and to get going sometimes is not just like this quick. Again, you got to make changes, and then you got to develop the habits. I'm also going to tell you that there is not a single busy person that doesn't organize their life. Because once you organize, you can
No.
become busy.
Yeah, it's not busy. It's not a single successful person, because you can be busy all day long, but doesn't mean you're going to be successful.
You're saying it way better.
Yeah.
This is why you're on here. All right, take it away.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're at the beginning of the year here, guys, so I'm not going to repeat everything that I shared in our event in November, but we're going to do some touch points on some of that stuff. But really, you guys, it's time for change. It's time to shake things up a little bit. And I know a lot of you, especially the leadership, you want change in your life right now. You're searching for it. And I love the new year, because I used that quote from a good book that I loved. It's like, this year is fresh with no mistakes in it, right? It's an empty road. It's an empty book with no writing on it, that you can just go to town and write whatever you want to achieve. So you guys, at the end of the year, the beginning of the year, wherever you guys start, it's really important. The first thing is just to take a assessment of what your last year looked like. And the key to this, you guys, is being honest. Most of the time when I help people, they lie to themselves. And they really lie to themselves, and they say, yeah, it was because of this I didn't do it, or because of that. When in actuality, it was you. You made a choice, and you made a choice. It just wasn't the choice that would move you on a path for success, right? It was a different area. Now, like for me, like I made choices and I didn't achieve all of my goals last year. Last year was a rough year for me, health-wise. It was very rough. So I made the choice to nurture myself and take care of that. And so I moved off of other goals, but I made that choice. Sometimes it's made for you, but you still got to go with it. Just kind of reassess it and look at where you are. Where did you start? Where are you? It doesn't mean because you didn't accomplish what you wanted to at the beginning of 2025, doesn't mean that you failed. It just means you shifted. You moved. And like I said, either life made it for you or you made that decision for you. So it's really all about that. And so be honest with yourself, because if you don't take accountability for yourself, you can't fix it. And it's one of the biggest pet peeves of mine is when people blame other people, because you only are in control of you. That's it. You're only in control of you, and you can't stress and worry about things outside of your control. There's a place for that. It's called prayer. That's where you take that. If you're stressed out about our country, which I certainly am, that goes in prayer. But I can't control it. I can't choose what the president does, or even what our governor does. So I'm just going to, direct my thoughts in that path. But I'm going to continue to just, what can I control? What can I change? And I can change me. That's it. You can change you. And that's the biggest thing I really want to talk about a lot here. And we're going to kind of go through some of this. But whatever you can control, you've got to do what you want to do. If you want to be something different. So if you want to change and achieve something, then you've got to look at your systems, look at your processes, and see where you came up short. What wasn't working, what wasn't fitting for you. And it takes a hard reflection to look at that and to be willing to look at that and to move forward. And again, it's not coming from a place where you need to beat yourself up, because most people do that. And it's not about that. It's about just assessing it so that you can change it. And that's it. So if you guys want to start something new, if you want to have something different, then you're going to have to shake things up. You're going to have to change habits, even change associations with people. You're going to have to change your patterns. And it's really easy to fall back in your old patterns. I was talking to Rory about this, but excuse me, with my health being so, I had a lot of rough things last year with my health. I fell back into old comfort patterns that I was doing that weren't healthy, that I had broken in 2024. But I fell back into it. And so it's very, very easy to fall back into those mentalities that you have had for your whole life. But it's just about taking acknowledgement. Like, I'm not beating myself up. I took acknowledgement that, yeah, I did that. So I know where I want to go for this year, how I want to move, and how I want to change my direction for this year. And I will. So, that's what it's all about. But we just have to make sure that you guys know, even if you've been here for a while, and if you this is where you want to make it all this is your full-time job, this is what you want to make. Even if you are at MSI level, you're gonna have to change what you've been doing. You're just gonna have to. So, I mean, I'm gonna talk to the leadership down because it starts from Rory and I and goes down. And so even our MSIs need to change. They need to change what they're doing, and it goes all the way down to the instructor, the new instructors coming in. You've got to assess what you've been doing, what are the key points, and why didn't you achieve what you wanted to achieve? And I know most all of you that have talked to me haven't achieved what you wanted to achieve. So that's okay. I'm not beating you up, but I am here to hold a mirror to your face and say, y'all didn't meet your goals. And that's okay. Like, I didn't either. So I'm in the same boat as you. But let's take assessment of why it didn't work and what we can do to go from there to make it better, because that's all that you can do right now. So the one thing I love about writing your goals down is I write my goals down at the beginning of the month. I assess my month, and this is what I'm going to want to achieve, and then I write it again daily. It seems to help me develop more patterns of thought and change. So I journal. I'm a huge journaler. I think it's super important. I'm studying the Bible, and then in the mornings, and I'll write down my notes from that, and I continue from that onto my day. How do I want my day to look? And I write it out. And then while I'm doing that, I'm writing out the key things that I want to touch on that day so that I have them in my mind's eye. Now, if it works better for you at night, do it at night, whatever works better. I like it in the morning because it's fresh and I'm reviewing my day. If you're not a morning person, do it at night. But either way will work for you. But I find that is such a huge key. If I'm consistently writing it down and consistently putting it down and looking at it and reviewing it, it's going to trigger habit. It's going to change my mindset and change my focus. And it helps me to stay and on path on a new habit. Because like I said, we're trying to break old habits. You're trying to break the things that you did last year. You want new things. You want a whole different system. We have them. Here's the great thing, you guys. Rory has this amazing system. It's already laid out for you. And he's like tried things back and forth and made things better and better. And he's really good at that. He's a really good leader. His strength is looking forward, seeing that change needs to happen and not being afraid to implement change. And he's done that. Boy, the last year, changing to FSN, like that was amazing change. Then now we have all the Evolve, all that change. And so he's been had the opportunity to really shift things and know where focus needs to change. And you guys, in America with our economy is not the greatest right now. So we have to shift and change where things are to focus on. But I want to say, guys, number one goal should always be your PBSs. You've got to continually feed your pipeline, feed the people that are below you, help bring people in. If you're not doing that, you will not find success. You will not find success here with Triple R. You just won't. You have to continually do that. And I know some people think it's scary. It's not scary. You're just talking to somebody. If they don't like you, God bless them and move on to the next, right? So it's just about practice. And the best thing that I was always told is for practice is just start. It becomes habits. You get better. But if you never start, you're never gonna get better. You're never gonna grow. You're never gonna change. You're gonna be stuck with fear. And that's it. So just start. When I started filming videos and doing things like that for YouTube, I sucked. But I just started, and then I've gotten a system and I've gotten a rhythm and I've gotten better and better at it. Now I'm starting to do a whole new thing. I don't know if Roy's talked about it, but this year is I'm doing a whole new YouTube channel with vlogs and different things that it's not the best comfort for me, but I'm going to be doing it. I mean, I'm just going to start. The first ones are going to suck. I know that. But by the end of the year, I'll be dang good. And that's what it is. It's just about changing your direction and moving things through. So that's what I wanted to say, you guys. Just take a quick moment to assess where you're at, what happened for you last year. Did things get in the way, like your health, like me? Like that's a legitimate reason, but I still chose to not focus on certain things that I still could have. And I know that. I know it. So what is your reasoning and how can you move forward from there? Whether it be a choice you made or a choice God made for you. What other ones? You're like, let's move forward from there and make the most of it. So once you do that, once you start to assess yourself and take some really good time, I take a lot of notes and things. Like I have all these filled up that I took a lot of notes about myself and I took accountability for my actions. And now I'm ready to move forward and put my focuses and my prime responsibilities where they need to be. And I know where that is, and I'm excited to get going. I always start the new year on the first full week of the year. And so to me, that's Monday. So I have been prepping, I got my systems down. So you guys, the great thing about that, the reason I say that is because you have this weekend. So you have today and tomorrow to like assess yourself, get it going. So you have your systems. So, and the other thing I want to say is, what are you paying attention to in your free time? Just want you guys to think about that for a second, because what you do in your free time is actually where you're going to succeed. So what are you paying attention to in your free time? What fills that time? If it's work, great. If it's not work, okay, that's fine. But what are you doing? My free time is designated only for my family and God. That's it. But that's because I'm pushing hard. I want to grow and change something this year, and I'm going to move forward with that. So what is your free time? What are you doing that's filling your days? And what is it that you can't wait to get off of work to go do? Because whatever that is, that's what's controlling you. That is your idol. That is what you are. That's what's controlling your life, and it's what you're giving your love to. And I hope it's the right things. So I hope that it is that if you guys love, like I've never met a person in my life that works as hard as Rory. My dad worked really, really hard, but my husband works extremely hard. And he told me just today, we were talking, we have these, we live a travel lifestyle, guys, so we can't have much, but we have these magnets that are pictures of our grandchildren that are up on our fridge. And he looks at those and he goes, every time I get discouraged and I want to quit too, because he has it too. He says, I look at those little faces and I go, it's going to be okay. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep pushing to help them. So it's like that's what his love is, right? So his free time, we have dates with our grandchildren or each other, but that's what we develop. That's what we devote our life to, is our family and our chosen family, right? Those are what we choose to do with our time. So that's what's leading and directing our life and our thoughts and our focuses. So I just want you guys to think about that. What is your free time? What's filling your free time? And is it giving you purpose or is it giving you laziness? So that's what you need to make sure that you're realizing this, guys. Time is something you don't get back. And as I've gotten older and older, and I'm not that old, but I'm getting there, I've realized how precious it is and how precious it is to focus when I need to focus and what's driving my attention, what's driving my focus, what do I need to give that to? And, and if you can't decide, let me help you guys. Pray. If you can't decide what your focus needs to be, if you are an empty nester and you don't know, I had many years of that with my kids left. We decided to go before I knew it. I was empty, and I spent years, 30 of them, like growing a family and devoting all this time to family. And then I didn't know what to do with it. So then I took my little broken heart to God and I prayed. And I asked for direction and purpose and where I needed to go. And I was taught and shown where to go and what to do. And you guys can do that same thing. You have that same path. And it will help you direct your life and know what you need. So I'm going to tell you the 4 top priority sections that I feel like are really important to focus on. And then unless you're out of balance with the other ones, Okay, if you're way out of balance with everything, then that's a whole different thing. But I have found that unless you're like young, it's really hard to focus on 8 categories full time all the time. And I ain't young, baby, so I don't have it. So I can do four pretty consistently where I'm touching base with the other four once a quarter at least, right? So for me, my focuses are always going to be spiritual. That's always going to be a focus for me. The second one will be my health. My third one is work and finance. And my fourth is always family. Those are my top priorities always, those four. And the other ones, they fit in where they fit in as much as I can. But there's a physical environment. I don't have one of those really, but once a quarter I can go look through a bin, make sure I can donate and get rid of what I haven't been touched in a while. And there's different things like that. But if your house is a mess, then let's make that a priority right away because you can't think here clearly if that's happening. But if you need a systems and different checks and balances, you guys, as I do, we're going to do a couple of different separate things on that. And I can help you guys with different trainings and different ideas on different systems to help you with cleaning, with meal planning, with all that so that you can focus on what you need to focus on, which is, work and success and family. So those are my top 4, guys. So I highly recommend that you guys at least reassess yourself in those 4 areas. And where are you in those areas? And I'm going to talk a little bit about spirituality here today because if you don't know, I'm a Christian and I believe that God rules my life and I believe that God should rule all of yours. And if not, that's okay. But if you are not happy and you're sad and you're finding yourself struggling, it's because you're trying to do it on your own and you haven't invited God into your life yet. And you guys, we're not meant to do it alone. We're not. We're meant to have a relationship with him and to help move us through life. So if that's how you guys are struggling, and I tell this to a lot of people because I know some people, especially at the beginnings of the year after the holidays, they really struggle with their mental health. And I really find the best therapist is God. So that's my opinion, and I'm not a doctor, but I am a Christian, and he does hold us to that higher power, and he loves us and will help us direct our lives. So that's something very specific that I'm going to tell you guys. If you aren't right with God, get right with God. That should be your number one. That's why he's always my number one. And health-wise, I'm going to be focusing quite a bit on my health this year because I had a rough year last year. So it's just simple steps, simple systems to work on things to make you feel better, to make you more alert, to make you better to hear and to listen. Listening is so important. And I think we talk over each other. We don't really listen. So that's something as well with health. I think you need to really learn how to have silence and have that quiet time so you can hear. So anyway, that's another thing. I'm not going to go into depth with my goals because they don't relate to you. You don't have the same health issues that I have, but I have certain things that I want to, eating and walking and doing physical exercise and things like that, because it also helps your mentality. Especially, I will recommend at least 5 minutes, but 5 minutes to 30 minutes of sunlight on your face in the morning. It helps set your clock so that when you want to go to bed at night, you can rest, and it helps you to actually have a full day. So our cycle, our bodies are meant for sun. So anyway, that's just a little tip there with your health. As far as work goes, we have this amazing system here. Like I said, we have an amazing system and you have to just know how to use it. We have so many leads, so many directions for you guys to go. And there's so much opportunity here that you guys it's overflowing in abundance. And so like we've had to shift some of our stuff and you guys have seen changes, like we said, but it's still there. Roy and I are still showing up for you. Even if you don't see me all the time, I'm there, trust me. And so is my husband, you see him all the time. But this is his baby, he's the head of it. So, he's working all the time, constantly trying to find new things, better, whatever will help you guys be more successful. But he doesn't have the ability to make you guys do the work. Only you guys have that ability. So if you want change and you want it to be here and you guys want to move direction, then do the tasks that create momentum. That's what I've heard. My key word from the event, and you guys, I love those events, but was micro momentum. Most people think you have to have this huge change. You don't. You just have to have a little one. What does it Jim Rohn would say? Little choices over time create success. Just little changes, little choices. They start with one, then you build on the next one, then the next one, then the next one. So just make a small change in an area if it's overwhelming to you, and then add it. When I started to change my whole diet and eating plan, the first thing I did was just small. I just omitted sugar. That was hard. But once you omit sugar, then you can assess, okay, I'm gonna stop eating processed foods or whatever you want to do. I'm gonna start walking, and I'm not gonna count my steps, but I'm gonna try to do a 30-minute walk every day, maybe 15, whatever it is. But you start small, and then you can grow and add to it as you get better, as you create that endurance, as you create that drive. So wherever it is that you're focusing on with work, I'm gonna send out 100 messages, and then I'm going to call them. Most people miss that step. They send out the messages, but then they don't call them. So then you've done the easy step, because to me, I mean, let's be honest, okay? Sending out messages is dang easy. That's the easy step. The step that stops everybody is the calling step. So you guys are blowing through leads because you're not calling them. You've got to call them. You've got to work it like it's a lead. Do you want change? Then you're going to be uncomfortable until you're not. And then it's time to change again. Surprise. But you just have to keep going. You have to keep changing. So what are you doing? That's a little change. If you've just been sending out the messages, then your step one to change should be to call. Get on the phone, call these people. Try to make a connection. You only need one person that's going to duplicate you. Start there. Look for the one. You find one person that will duplicate you and work and nurture that one. And then you can find one person to duplicate you again. But if you start with one, like I said, it's just a small block. It's this micro momentum. You're just starting with one, right? And then you can start with two, another one. But if you're just focusing on one, it's not so overwhelming. Find another find another person that will work like you. Or if you don't work that great, you're going to change that this year, right? So find somebody that's willing to change and that's willing to grow. So keep growing, make one change, even if you're scared, doesn't matter. Fear is there until you conquer it, friends. To me, the scariest thing about fear is that it stops you from progress. That's the scariest thing to me. Because if you're so scared that you never do anything, then you're never going to change. It's never going to work for you. So maybe start there. Maybe if you've just got your Google AdSense, and maybe start working on posting in different places. You haven't done that yet. Maybe you're not doing that. Work on that. Whatever it is, just a little step can change huge, guys. Just write it down. Go forward and move. Whatever you need to do to make that happen. If you need to focus on the PBSs first, guys. I'm going to say I've seen all of you guys take your side steps over to Evolve, and that is amazing. But like Rory says, that is money. That's money for the future, right? The now money is with the PBSs and the growth here. So you still have to have that focus. You just have to split it. Focus on your Evolve if you're doing that, but focus on Triple R as well. It needs the love. It needs the encouragement. And Rory can't do it alone. So he needs you guys as well to continue to love on and share with everybody as well. So continue to grow, continue to push yourselves to change and to see what you want to see outside of your narrow little world that you're in. Expand it out, start to look out, start to see and understand other areas of this. So just start with one step. That's all that you need, guys. Just start with one. This week, I'm going to focus on calling those 100. Then maybe next week you'll feel like, hey, that wasn't so bad. I'm gonna call more. I'm gonna do more, and push yourself to do more. But start with one and move on from there, and it will get easier and better as you go along. So that being said, I definitely think you should work on with your family. I have a lot of family that's not by me, so I have to make sure I have a system where I make sure once a week I call my father, make sure I check in with my dad, see how he's doing. I have some kids still in another state, so I touch base with them. That's just a reminder, because relationships grow when you feed into it, right? So nothing is stagnant. Nothing just stays constant. Either goes going up or down. And so if you want that relationship to continue, then you need to invest the time and energy into it. Doesn't mean you need to be hunting them down. You just need to make sure you're touching base, that they know you love them. Hey, I'm sick this week, but I wanted to message you and tell you I'm thinking of you. Something like that. But it needs to be a continual action and you need to continue to grow. But however, if you have a partner like I have, you need to make sure you're also investing time into that. So that needs to be because guys, family life, if it's not happy, you're not happy. That's just what it is. They say if you have happy wife, happy life, but I think happy spouse is really what it is about. Needs to be a amazing balance and partnership. And the more you put invest time into that, the better it is. And you guys, please be present with your family. Put your phones down. I know we live on the phones. Put them down. They don't rule you. Put it down and focus and that one-on-one time with each other. Now, the other areas of the quadrant that I have, and I've shared it many times, so I think the MSIs have access to my little spreadsheet that I have, my little assessment, so they can share with you guys if you haven't had it. But is that I think I call it RRR time, which is a reset, refocus, recommit. Sometimes we need to have a step back to recommit, right? And so that's why I set it as a goal usually, like once a quarter, some kind of fun weekend trip, some kind of fun something that I can go and invest and relax and invest back in with my husband, with myself, that we can go sit, maybe even if it's just sitting by a pool, getting some sun, enjoying some of that with something like that. But that is something that you need to focus on to rebuild yourself. We get burnt out if we're doing consistently. And so as you're growing and changing, you're going to know if you need that or not. And I think it's super important. That's why Rory and I believe to take a day off once a week. And it's so important. I mean, if God rested, we need to too, because we ain't God, baby. So if he rested, we need to too. So take that day and use it for what you need to use it for your to put, decompress, do whatever you need to do to reset, refocus, recommit for the week, for the work week. So that is something that you should be assessing as well as I think there's finances in there as well. I always end up lumping a lot of finances into my work, but if you have, because what I work and how much money I make will determine my finances, right? What I can afford and what I can afford to pay off and all that. But if you have a bunch of debt that you're wanting to pay off, then make a plan with that. What do I need to make to pay that off? And then put that back into your work and see what you can do to achieve that. So I don't know what I've missed, but I think there's one other one in there, but I can't remember right off the top of my head. But those are just some ideas, you guys. But make sure that if you have an attachment to something, make sure it's something that's building you and edifying you and making you become a better person. So at the beginning of the year, most people, when they start this, they all tell me that they're lost. They're just lost. They don't know what to do, where to grow, and how to move. So my tips for this. You ready, guys? Fun stuff. This is the fun stuff. This is where you get to do your prep work and ask yourself the questions. I've done so many trainings on this, but like I said, I do have one sheet that the MSIs can share. You got to take your assessment and then you got to do your mind map where you get to, it's really like I think they used to call it brainstorming when I was in school, where you do the circle in the middle, you write whatever your main goal is and you can do this for each section. And then you have like little lines that go out that like, hey, I want to do this or this. And then you can have the steps underneath it. Oh, thank you, Niall. He listed it in the chat for you guys. You have little lines that go out and then little steps that you can do to achieve that particular goal, right? So you get to do all that, and then you get to do a vision board, and that's the fun stuff, guys. You get to dream a little bit, because when you get to dream, then you get to focus on the direction and the path that you want to go. So I love a mind map where I can put it up or have it out. So I usually do a mind map in my journal that I'm going to be using for the year. Or my goal planner, like I have a goal planner that I use, and that's where I start. I've already started it, but I haven't finished it. Rory wanted me to do a video for y'all, so I might end up doing one. Let me pull it out and I'll share with you guys what I already have. See if I can do it this way. But this is my goals this is my like where I assess myself every year. But I went ahead and I bought a mind map book, and I'll share. Rory, can you share a link in there with it? Or do you want me to? But you get to cut out pictures, and this is what I do. I'm just collaging here. This isn't laid down, but you can kind of see as I'm
What
dropping.
what link is it, babe?
It's the link for the book do you have it?
I don't have it.
Oh, okay. Well, I have this book, this lovely book, you guys. See, this is called Vision Board book. I'll link it for you. Hang on.
You guys, she's been doing this for a long time. She found this book and went, "This changes everything. It makes it so much easier." And
Let me
and
go get it for you.
she's already spent hours going through it, right? So
I
yeah,
assess myself. I really take a lot of time into because I want to change. I want to be the best me. I want to, you guys, it's really to me is like this isn't the end of this world isn't the end. So I want my goals all reflect on the next life and what I want to do. So I want to go back with honor and say, God, I did what you sent me to do. I did what you asked me. And yeah, oh, here it is. I'm going to get it and I'll share it with you guys. This is just one. There's other ones that I think are better that have the, let's see. This is just one. So let me see if I can copy the link. And I will paste it for y'all in the chat. Just to give you guys an idea. There is another one that's a Christian one that works better. There you are. So there you guys go. There's just an idea of what to do. So as I dropped pictures, but I take a lot of time and let me grab these because I stopped something. Okay. Too late. I dropped it again. Can't get it. But I'll talk about these because I was starting to lay them out and then I thought he wants me to film a video, so I will. But I've taken different things that I wanted to do, right? For instance, like I have this is a picture of a Bible. Obviously, I told you guys that this is really important to me. This is like one of my number one goals. So it's like I have that. I have some different words that I love to put in here. This one says, I attract opportunities effortlessly. And then I am extremely high value. So I have like a few things that I love to put in there. Another thing, let me see. Where's the other one? Here's this is a camera. You can see for blogging, for doing different things like that. I have outdoor. I want to be able to enjoy some more outdoors, a little more travel, a little more of that. And then if you guys don't know, I used to dance way back in the days and I love ballet. So that's a goal for me is that I can take my granddaughters to the ballet and enjoy some time with them there. So like those are all goals that are focused. And I dropped a couple, don't know where they are. But one of them is wine, because I really want to look back into our wine, kind of look back into that system. And it doesn't mean it's going to come out right away. It just means our focus is I want to pay attention to. And then I also did the amazing thing and I printed out little photos of my family so that I could put in there and I can make sure I have this cute little, this is my husband and I, and then our older sons. These are two of our unmarried sons. And then I have my our kids and our grandkids there. So I can remember they're my focus and my why, and I can see them every day. And I have a couple other, like I said, I just drop them all over the floor. So this is real life, people. But yeah, so I like to put it into something that I'm going to see every single day. So I have this little goal book that it's a little monthly assessment. And so in the front here, I'm going to do my little vision board. And then I have I'm going to like cover up some of them, but you can see what I did is like I have my categories and then I started to write down like things I want to do in each area. And this breaks it down. You don't need a book, this particular book, but it just breaks it down by year, half year, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily. And you guys, honestly, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, the best one for me is just a blank notebook, like a dot grid journal. This is a dot grid journal. That just that's what it is. And that allows me the ability to just draw in and write things in and just have a free form. And those are the best, to be honest with you. But that's what I love. I love having something like that I can also write my notes for the whole year in there too. But I'm a monthly girl, so I love to see a month. So I have a month in here so that I break down my weeks and then I can put down what I want to do for each week. And then every day I can go in and write what I'm doing for each particular goal that I'm working on, at least those top 4 that I told you. Well, the top 3 really, because my family is mostly once a week, but I have 3 things I'm working on in 3 categories I'm working on every single day. So, whatever works for you guys, but I'm just going to share some ideas. But that's the fun part, you guys. It's just getting in there and having fun and just playing. Like this one is a great book. There's a Christian one that's better, but this one is great because look, if you want travel, you want to focus on travel, you have travel photos right there. I think it's $14, so it's not It's not a big one. I mean, there's more travel if you want that. So I've pulled out the ones that I love, which, obviously I wanted to make sure that one had a Bible in it because that seems to be the hard part. But yeah, there's another one that I wanted to focus on, like food and eating healthy. So I have one that dropped on the floor somewhere. Yeah, it's real life. But yeah, like there's all this different kinds of things. And I really would love to go to back home to the country of my grandparents' birth, which was Italy. And I went there with Rory in 2024, and it was the most amazing experience to go and walk where my grandparents came from, where they were born, where they were married, where they walked. And so it was really fun. So I would love to go back there. And this one had Italy in here as well. I might have pulled it out, but there's all different. Oh, here, there we go. There's some Italy for you. So yeah, so there's just whatever it is, and it's okay to dream. I feel like we've forgotten that. I feel like that, and that gives me a power to work harder so that I know I can take a month or two and go travel. I mean, you guys, we take time off, but we still work. We never stop. I think actually you guys probably, if you were been here for remember, we were in Italy and we were still working. It was the time change was brutal, but we were still doing it. We're still up and showing. He was still doing BRTs. He was still doing all the things. But and also sometimes when you do that, the time change worked in your favor because when Rory was working, that wasn't when we could go out and about, right? So we were going out and about, then come back and he was working. So it worked for us to be able to sightsee and to do things. So just don't forget to dream. Don't forget to know your why. And I want you guys to remember it's important to visualize yourself. I mean, how fun would that be to go there, right? I mean, yeah, baby. So just remember that. So that's some of the fun things that you get to do now with as you're starting your vision board. Back to my thought here. Sorry, you guys, I'm getting off topic, but I get excited talking about this stuff because it's fun. It's fun to dream and to just remember like things that you want. And once you have that in your thought, hey, I actually really do want that. Then you're going to check in with it because you have it in your little book, right? So you're going to check in with that. Is that something I can fit in right now? Or do I need to focus on this or that? And sometimes, like I said, oh, awesome. You guys, Niall just ordered a book. You guys, they're so much fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, you got two. Yeah, there's different ones. They're inexpensive. They're not that, but it's fun to have it. It's fun. You can do a poster on the wall. You can do it in your book. I actually think two are fun. I just don't live in a steady location, right? So I can't have one on the wall. Otherwise I would, but I've just gotten it to where I have it in books and I can, whenever I'm looking, I can look and assess, you know? So it works, it's fun, and it helps you to dream, and then you can check in with your dream. Hey, am I in a place where I can make that a reality right now, or do I need to still focus on the work and the finance and getting where I need to go here? And then I can make that a reality, down the road in a little bit. But don't put it off. Focus on what you want, focus on that intention. And it will happen. It will come as long as you're continuing to put forth the effort to make it happen. And then the next fun thing is I love to break things down into bite-sized chunks, like little shark bites, little things that you can assess along the way. So once you have your compass, you have your vision board and you're going strong and steady, then you can say, okay, I know this. For instance, if you wanted to read the Bible in a year, right? This is always one of my goals. I do it every year. Actually, I read it quite a bit. I read the New Testament twice in the year and then the Old Testament once. But I break it down. Like, this is how many chapters are in this book, and this is how I'm going to break it down. And so I just divide that by 52 weeks. And then, so that's my year goal. And then my half year goal is whatever it is, and that you just divide it down, divide it in half, then divide that in half. And then you have your quarter goal, like that's how you do it. Divide it by 4 or 5, however many months you want to divide by. I mean, weeks, and then you know how much you need every week and then every day. So just divide it down, make it simple. If you have this huge goal, but then if you don't divide it down, it looks so unachievable. But when you start to dial it back, that's how you make it so much fun and so much achievable. So like, for instance, that's, this is a huge undertaking. That's a huge book to read in a year. But if you just dial it back and you only have a couple of chapters, or you're worrying about what you're going to worry about, then you've got it, and it's good. You're good to go. But that, and then as far as like the same thing with health, if you guys are in a health struggle and you're trying to increase your health, maybe you want your numbers to go down in a certain area. Okay, so you're gonna have to start playing with your diet, playing with your exercise to kind of see where it is you want to go. And then you can reassess yourself every week. So some goals are like that, where you're gonna have to continually check in and reassess yourself because like if you have a high cholesterol and you're trying to lower it, or if you have high diabetic levels and you want to lower those. What does it look like for you to rearrange, reassess yourself? So that's something that you probably would have to put high on your list, and you have to recheck in all the time. How did I do last week? What are my numbers? What did I do that changed it? But keep a log of all of it, guys. That's why I say a journal or something, because keep a log. If you don't write it down, it's lost information, and information is power. When you look at yourself and say, okay, this is where I spent my time at work. I checked in at say you checked in at 9 and I was there till 10 all day there. But then when you look at your pockets of time and how long you stepped away here, or how long you were surfing social media, and how long you were taking your little break time to go watch a show or do something, really be honest with yourself so that you have your information, right? You can look at it and say, this is where I am, this is what I've done, this is how I can change things and I can move on. And change hurts. It does, but you have to be aware of that and you have to want the change. So start with small steps, write it down, keep a log, and continue to move and grow as you guys grow with it. Like your goals are going to change as you change, and that's okay. That's why I tell you guys to do a monthly assessment and a quarterly assessment, because really, okay, once you have the quarter of one done, you reassess it. Okay, are those goals still serving me? Are they still where I want to be? Am I achieving them? Am I not? Why am I not? So if you're continually checking in, and it's just like you're the boss, right? You're the boss of your life. So, we're self-employed here, friends. The buck stops with you. So reassess yourself. Look at that. Hold yourself accountable. Are you hireable? Would you hire you? Did you work the way that you needed to work? And then if you didn't work the way you needed to work, look at those pictures of your babies or your family or your loved one or your partner or your cat, whatever. Did you let them down? And move forward. It's not about, you guys, again, it's not about beating yourself up. I know a lot of you guys come from that generation, so do I. It took me a long time to not do that. It's just about knowledge that you can change and you can move forward. So anyway, I don't think I need to, Rory, I don't think I need to go into all the other steps. I kind of touched base on some of the important ones. But here's what I want to say, guys. If you want like more goal trainings and things like this, where we check in together, we have the time with the pencil and ask the questions, we can do that. You guys need to let your MSIs know, or your GSIs and PSIs, let them know so that they can touch base with me, and we will definitely fit it into the set schedules. So I'm always here to help in any way that you can. I love to help. This is a passion of mine because I've seen so much change in my life when I started doing this. And at first I thought, oh, this is what I hear a lot too still, and I can relate to it because it used to be me. Oh, I don't really need goals. I kind of know what I want. And the universe is going to help bring me into my life what I need. And that's not true. Successful people are successful because they're ready. They're prepared. They're open to success. So I just, you've prepared yourself, you have momentum going, right? You're increasing your momentum in these areas of your life. And the quote that I loved was that momentum will create motivation, and motivation will fuel more momentum, and momentum equals progress, and progress leads to happiness. So if you are not happy in a certain area of your life, it's because you do not have momentum and you do not have progress. And that is 100% the truth. So most people, when they're sad, when they're depressed in certain areas, it's because they do not have progress, don't have change, don't have momentum in areas. So, and you can always change, you can always start. You don't have to start tomorrow. You can start halfway through the day, guys. That was one of my mentors would say, you can start it, You can go on a diet halfway through a bag of chips. And I love that expression because you can change anytime you want. You just have to decide. So change starts with you guys. It starts with you looking at your last year. Don't be lost, guys. Just look, assess, and dream a little bit so that you know where you want to go. And anyway, I think that's it. And I need to cover anything else, Rory? What do you think?
I mean, this is great and getting people in the motion on it. What I'm wondering is, and I'm just saying this to you without talking, so I think doing the study halls with the MSIs and their teams might be the best forward thing, so you can help assess individual things even more. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
We'll talk to the MSIs.
yeah, I used to do them on the Thursday calls, but now we're doing something else, I think. But I used to do them then so that people knew they could come for a goal sesh. But we can work it out. I'm not going to add more calls to what you already have, though. Yeah, so it'll be taking over something else. So, but just let me know. I just don't know if you guys are wanting that need or not. So that's really what I need to know. But anyway, oh, I found my thing. I found my little compass. Yes, Niall, please talk.
I think you should. And you also have all your Tuesdays that you can throw one in on the student call for everybody. But I'll tell you what is done from how I've attended many. I have that wheel on my computer. It'll always go with me. But you gave me a great idea for all this white space behind me. That's why I ordered 2 books. They're looking for the perfect backdrop.
Yeah,
That's the perfect backdrop. That's what I'm going to do now.
yeah, that's awesome.
I'm going to frame this in, paint it, probably white, so everything will show up. And I'm going to put everything. That's going to be my board, right? That whole window is going to be my board. Framing this weekend. Here we go.
Awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have some things to go into.
Yeah.
Tanya, that the scrap for yeah, she took her full hour like to the minute, which is amazing. And I hope everybody's like gaining from this. And I'm gonna tell you, no matter how many times I hear the training, I learned something new that I didn't put in, and like, oh, I'm gonna tweak one more thing. Right. And I'm gonna really try to focus on my timeliness too, because when you set your schedule, if you don't live by it, you start dropping things, and then that kind of has a ripple effect, and then all of a sudden you're not as productive, right? I'm guilty of this, and so, but I also know I can fix it by saying, okay, I'm going to be on time. I'm going to structure everything to the minute and make that the rule. And exceptions happen. Something big happens. We got to cover more time. That needs to be exceptional, right? And that's why we kind of structure on this time. All right. So I'm going to drop something on you guys today that I wasn't going to do till Tuesday. It's good because we have a lot to cover on Tuesday. So Tanya, you guys, she's been delivering the memes to you guys in our awesome system that Daniel created for us. I'm going to show you the new memes, and then they'll be underway. So, what do you think, Tanya? You think we can have them all delivered by Tuesday, or should we do it by Saturday?
Tuesday's tight, but I can try.
Oh.
I can try. It just means I dedicate my weekend to that.
Because we'll be training more on this on Tuesday if it's there. Now, you guys, we're in the new year. Everybody should be getting off their celebrations and stuff that's there. As leaders, make sure we might have to reinvite people and get them re-engaged. It's just common, right? Out of sight, out of mind. The amount of students that I talk to, that I touch base with, that say, "Oh, I've been meaning to get back into that." Well, remember, we don't all have this incredible training, nor do we. I mean, I should say we have it, we provide it, but not everybody's engaged in it, right? Because knowing is one thing. Knowledge is great, but knowledge isn't power unless knowledge is actually utilized. Knowledge used is powerful. So just know we got to constantly reinvite. The good thing about it is this is on a live training, right? It's YouTube. You can go even pull the link and you can share it. Hey, if you missed it today, go learn what Tanya had about stuff. You can share that link out, right? And it's always there. Now, you guys, we're getting better at branding. We're getting better at different things. So I'm going to cover 2 things. One, I'm going to show you the memes. The second, we're going to go get on that stuff that I started on Tuesday. where I want you guys to be thinking about a group you can make in Facebook. We're going to talk about Facebook. Okay. After we get done with this Facebook training and get everybody going, we're going to get back to YouTube video creation, how we tie that to our PBS and traffic and everything else. We're going to get this, we're going to work on this steady, guys. I told you guys we're not going to add anything new minimum to the end of February. Okay. I have things we're looking at. We have such a good pace to get on right now. I just want to perfect what we have right now. And I don't want to add anything until we're all in that motion. Like we just made a bunch of awesome changes. But now we got to teach everybody what those changes are, how to adapt to them and get that going. And whenever you have change, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad change, right? And I don't know if there's ever really a bad change. There's adjustments that feel horrible, but like we just made great changes, but still everybody, when you do change, a lot of people stop. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to mess anything up. I just need everybody to understand this. And I'm going to say it very clear. Whenever we make a change, I don't care if we make mistakes going forward with that change. We can't stop momentum because we are doing something that has no life or death consequences. We don't have to be really careful because we could kill somebody. Not in this line of work. The worst thing we can do is waste marketing money. We do that all the time. It's part of the nature of it. And we're in a situation now where we're trying to play catch up with all the marketing that we did, that we surpassed what you guys could handle. And I've got a whole new rebirth of marketing being constructed right now. And it's being constructed based on what we know works with these changes. And I need to just, guys, I'm excited about it because typically, right, we should have done this years and years because we went on the same marketing success for 17 solid years. Let me explain something. In the scope of marketing with major companies, that is absolutely unheard of. Campaigns for 17 years with success, with more success than we could keep up with. Let me tell you how many companies do that. None. They all got to redo their stuff. They have to rebrand every 7 years. Every 7 years. That's the running exact. Okay, we went 17. We got a whole decade past it. Partly because, you guys, I can tell you we were ahead of our time when we first started doing it. And so by the time that caught up, that probably gave us the decade right there. Well, what we're about to do is going to be going forward. And and then I'm going to evolve it as we go. Like I'm learning things too constantly, like how to be better all the time, right? I love where we're going. So let me pull these up. I'm going to share. So under your in your Dropbox, this is for your memes. Okay, now I want to put this on here really quick. Okay, I still have it at $1. If you don't have your memes, you need to get them. Okay, I did 6 for January and we did 6 for February. We're in January 3rd right now. These have been ready for a while. January and February are going to be delivered now. So we can market them, push forward, and then, in February, we'll worry about probably March, maybe March and April. I'm still deciding on the path that's there, and we're going to go over this. So let me show you what they look like, and then you guys are going to start getting them. Okay, now they're under your Dropbox folder to be your domain. So like 1F16, whatever that is, right? And then it's in the Bella Vita folder, and then the biohacking folder, and then January 26. So we know when they were released. That's the pattern. That's where they're at. There's 6 of them. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this up so you guys can see it big. All right. I did one branded with the products. All right. One. Just so people see this as we push stuff out there, it's good to do. I did one. Okay. It doesn't even have all the products. And I did that one, just one. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the next one. This is the focus. Okay. We know what's coming out. We know that Luminesce and everything we're doing. We're reversing time. So I started showing this. I got a guy in there. All right. And these are what we wanted to start pumping out on a regular basis for the ageless. Okay. Now I know there's massive changes coming, massive opportunity for us in our product line, and these are going to coincide with them. They have a very similar background, tying into the science. Love the imagery, like the responses. I'm getting great click rates on mine, so that's why I've been testing them. Like I said, they've been ready for a while, tested out. These are the best ones that are there, and I did, but we're all going to be pushing these same exact ones out. Okay, now I'm going to go back. And I'm going to go to Rory 3. I'm going to go to PBS. And we're going to go to February 26. And you guys can rename your folders. But we have a set pattern how we deliver them. That's why it's set up that way. And I'm going to show you these. And I want to go backwards on this. So this is the options page. All right. Options, right? And I'm putting this out there. How to make money online. I got our sayings we can do on there and some different examples. I got this one. We're going to go to the next one. So it's a little bit different, same examples. This one doesn't have those examples. Learn to scale your income. And again, the domain emphasis, right? And we're really saying we can get you $750 a month to get started. Like we're not asking them to pay money. We're sending there. I went with a different imagery, but we're all going to be the same out there. The same look. I stick with. Now I got this one. I actually like the way this bank alert looks, but that's that IBO program, folks, right? And we all know it. So it explains this is yours. It costs you nothing to get it ever. Then you learn to really make money with Google AdSense and true residual affiliate marketing. A couple different communications we put out there. Here's another one. Google AdSense. We use the Google thing on there. I got that verified. Accordingly, we can use that because we are doing the Google AdSense thing. I just did one of those. I don't want to really put a lot of emphasis on there, but that's the one we put out there. Then I have this one, join our upcoming event. Where's the Zoom one? All right, there. I said Zoom event on this one. Just a couple different variations, and we're going to just be pumping these out there. And you guys, this is stuff we should be putting out like heavy, right? And then make sure your options page is done. So let's go. Hold on a sec. Options page. Try that again. All right. So in the headlines and ad trainings, I have that options, right? So you just go to options. You can type it up here too. You can also come up here to type. Oh, sorry. Modified. Last 7 days. Options that oh, it's been a while. Okay. So you can just come here to, That's today. Oh, sorry, headlines. I'm in the wrong place. So headlines and ad training, and there's my list, right? Yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay. I'm gonna go to options. Options and thank you right here. There's a special thank you page for it. And we have a game plan. Here's the options marketing, and I'm gonna go do some more of this today, right? The CFS ads and all that. The thing about, let me bring this over. So all this is here. We're going to spend a lot of time in this, right? So just know that's there. If you haven't created your options page, it's right here. You can copy it and modify it right from this. Okay. Now I'm probably going to be updating this video. I got to get creative on that, and it'll update for everybody. Just use that code. You'll be fine. It's right here, right? And I'm going to be modifying that image, so you'll know it's a new one when you see that, but it's the same code. Okay. I really stress this 715 income to begin. I cut right in here. And at the bottom of it, I got this is there, right? And I really want to stress it, but I got to tell you, the clicks, the pay per click that we get off this advertising on this page has been remarkable, like on the Google AdSense, right? And I don't want to take away from what we have, but I'm not too worried about it, right? We need writers. This pays out good. There's some other stuff that shows up typically, but we want them to fill out this form, right? And then we want to reach out to them, hopefully with a phone call, invite them to a BFA event, do a BRT, whatever we can do based on timing and how it works, right? And then we get them in there, right? We have a set path we walk them through. We have so many tools to use, and it to make it easier and hopefully less scary for anybody to get into stuff. But I have this image right here that I might want to change my mind. So I'm gonna hit edit page. Let me close that. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm gonna go here. I like that image for you guys to use because it shows that I like that, right? And we go to the tax breaks and some other things that are there. I like that, but I have my own image, and I have a lot of traffic coming here, and I want to say it differently. So I'm gonna come here, and I'm just gonna add this an image and upload, and then I want to go right to there's January 2026. I got all these, which we can use as well. I'm going to go into, so I'm in that one. I'm going to go into Rory 3, PBS, February 2026. They're all right there, right? And I want to put one that I think will look the rest, and it's got my domain on there, which is great. And I want to pull this one up. And I'm going to right side align it right. Put options. And then the width, I'm just going to go to like a 180. Maybe a little bit bigger. I can go 220. It has that on there. And then I'm going to move this up. Then I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click on this. And I got this on there right now, right? And I want to change it maybe with this. And that's what I just did, right? So that's done. It's there. And that image could be shared other ways. It could get tied into things because it's part of our page. We want to do that. I'm going to hit save. And you guys, I'm going to do a better I'm gonna adjust this video. It's good, but I'm gonna adjust this video to cover things even more, explain some things more, the dynamics of it. But I'm still testing. But we have this message to get out there, right? When they complete the form, they go through. I got the backup link in case there's a problem, just because we overloaded it for a bit. Then I have this on there. This is great, and this allows us to capture their information, time to us before they go to a BFA, right? And this is for outward marketing. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pull up my options page. All right. I'm gonna go into there's classifieds for free. I'm logged in. I'm gonna go to my ads. Again, I'm gonna show you guys some accountability from me. I think I was at 4,266 the last on Tuesday or something. I'm trying to run ads and post all the time, right? And we'll see how fast it's going to be today. I'm at 4,470. So I added a couple hundred more. And I have some really good ads. And I'm sharing with you guys here. So I'm gonna go right back here to options marketing. All right. And they're there. I'm gonna do new ones though, right? That's going to match this, right? Because I want to have a gazillion different doors in there. So every headline is a door into our page using classifieds for free. Same for all the other posting places, right? And I'm going to go Google Docs, create and share. And this is for you guys, right? So CFF 1.3.25 for options. And I'll go ahead and have some fun. Just make that a title. Let's go ahead and center it. Let's go ahead and bold it and just mark it. I'll go purple. And then I'm just going to go down here and we're going to start having fun, right? Example used, of used. Um, and I'm going to go here to this. I'm going to renew the ads. See if I can duplicate that and it'll be logged in. That's how you do it. So those are renewing. I'm going to come here to post an ad, right? And we're going to go to that link. Now I'm going to come down here. I got to add those other images. We got brand new images, right? So I'm going to choose a file and I'm going to add every single one of these. Um, hold on a second. Okay. Oops. I'm gonna upload every one of those images so I can use them whenever I want. Waiting. Do the next one. While I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and add the ageless ones as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's doing that one right now. Okay, those are all done. Oh, those are still renewing. Might have to do that again. So there's 6. Okay, now I'm gonna go back, choose file. I'm gonna go out of this into Velavita. You guys, mine's way more messed up than yours because I do way. I've been testing this forever, right? So I keep old stuff because I go back and forth to it. There's Velavita, biohacking, and January 26. I'm just gonna add all of them so they're there, right? What I love about classifieds for free folks is I can post ads on my mobile phone anywhere, on my cell phone, right? Anywhere. My smartphone, mobile, what do we call them these days? Smartphone, whatever we call them, right? I can just post in classifieds for free so easy everywhere, right? You get the ad set up and just repost. Like it works really good. But I got to make sure the images are ready and in there. That's taking a second, isn't it? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, 6. This is it. Okay. So I instantly, as soon as I get new memes, that's what I'm gonna go do, get them in there so I have them to use. Okay. Now for this ad, I'll wait for this to upload. This ad, I'm gonna use this one that says Google first. All right. I click on that first. Then I'm gonna click on like this one, and then I'm gonna click on this one. So it's got like 3 variances. Okay. That's there. Now I'm gonna come up here, category, right? Um, I'm going to do it under jobs available. I'll get this set up. And the header is There's my header. So I got that written out, right? I'll hit post ad. I'll watch my short ad. I don't know what rewards you get. Like, I don't know how they did this. This is pretty cool thing. I see other people do stuff like this, and I'm like, okay. So there's my ad, and I'm gonna grab it from there down, copy that, and put that right here. So you guys can see exactly what I did, right? Now I'm gonna come here, and of course that posted in the US. Now I'm gonna post another one, and I'm gonna go to every single state, and then I'll even post in state and city, right? So that's Alabama. I'll post ad, right? And this is something I'll get done, right? I'll just keep posting this, keep posting it, and I have it copied on a Word doc, or sorry, what do you call this? A Google Doc. If I ever lose it, as long as I know where I left off at, I'm good. So like when I get done and I have to pause for a while, I just got to make note that I did Alabama last. And then I can go back to that. So it's a good idea just to do that, right? That's all I do for classifieds for free. Now I can use that same ad or versions of that ad in all the other posting places, right? You guys will see this. I'm doing this all the time. Alaska, post ad. Now, every headline is a doorway in, right? Because we're going to maximize that listing in the system everywhere we can, but it's that headline. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to hit renew ads again. I think that's stalled out. Every time I have a habit, whenever I come in here, I always renew my ads because that brings them to the top, right? Otherwise, after 30 days, they drop out of the listings. So those that are actively in here, I set an alarm maybe it's Friday, every Friday or something where I renew my ads regardless. So once a week I'm renewing. Like say I had a week where I couldn't post because I was just doing BRTs nonstop and I forgot to go do it. Doesn't usually happen, but I have an alarm just to double check it. But okay, it's doing that. I'll come back here. I'm gonna go and just duplicate that one more time. Is it renewing? Okay, I'll let that sit. I'm gonna come here and hit post new ad. All right, so this one's going, right? I'm gonna get this all set. I go from Alaska, America Samoa, and then here I want to post, right? And this one I can do the ageless, right? And I'm gonna where's those images? I'm gonna see how they just get moved around. I don't know why it does that. Now I gotta go hunt them like this. So I'll grab one, two, I actually like that one. And where's the guy? I want to do the guy. Let's gotta find the guy now. There he is. Okay, there's my three. This one, I'm gonna do beauty products. All right, and I'm gonna come into headlines and ad training. And I thought I had a thing that said ageless. Let's see if I do. Biohacking page. All right, there. Ageless Velveeta. We can go new. Oops. New folder. I'll do an ageless marketing folder here. I'm gonna go here and do a new doc just so you guys can see what I'm doing. Got my images already. I seen my header. Those were renewed. That's great. They even renewed the ones I just did. That's phenomenal. And then that absolutely work. Okay. America Samoa, go to Arizona. Obviously, I'm having like I don't know if it's my side having an issue, but it's not going as fast as normal. Okay, I got this done. I can go ahead and get this one ready to post another ad if I want, right? But I'm gonna get these done, and I'll start this today. I'll get this done, over the weekend. It'll add another couple hundred posts to my thing, and I'm making gradual steps ahead. I'm jealous of everybody that has hundreds of thousands of ads. Like it just helps, right? It just helps. All right, we're at 12:35. I want to get this one going so you guys have at least another one to launch the new ones with. We'll constantly keep on the focus. Okay. So the headline's what matters. It's timing out, whatever. Um, it's the United States. I like where things at. I'm gonna go ahead and post this ad. This one's going. Let's go to the next one. I'm liking our imagery. I've been testing a lot of different things, guys. I'm getting clicks and registrations is what matters. And it's again, when we're doing our marketing, our options marketing, what do we call it? If you can get two, like we're trying to get 5 PBSs a week in our team, right? Well, if you're doing the work to get 2 or 3 people to a BFA event and you got 2 or 3 other people doing it, we're getting there. But the work we do, you just got to be, it's just got to be like, again, consistency, right? Okay, so Arkansas, what I'm going to go to next. California, just go on down, post that one. Here's this one. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight this. Post to another ad, come here and paste that down so you guys can see exactly what I said. I'll lock that one. I'll go back to here. Back to here. Where's my options? Okay, so you guys have that. I'm gonna go on the next thing here in a second, and I'll just keep posting this, right? We'll keep posting this, and I'll get them done. This is that job posting. Oh, did I not put that on there? Hold on. That's that one. Oh, yeah, let me go put that on there. Hold on. There's a facelift one. I'll keep posting that. Oops. I'm gonna grab this one. Oh, it is that one. Hold on. Didn't I do it? Okay. I did that one. Okay, California. Oh, I was gonna do another one. Okay. Let me do that other one. Okay. So I'm gonna do three. Okay. This one's gonna go to the options one as well. And I'm gonna do this one in business opportunities. And Now I'm gonna go to the images. I want to start off with that Google one. And then I want to use, I'll tie in these other ones, right? I'll put this one in there. It's gonna be 4. And then I'm gonna go into that one. That should be fine. And it starts United States business opportunities. I need to see my description. Oh, this is California. Now it's Colorado. Post that ad. I come to this one. It just did Alabama. So I'm going to hit post again. Go from Alabama to Alaska. I'm posting 3 different ads at the same time this way. And if the internet's working and it classifies for free, it's pretty quick. I can do all that. I'm just going to show you, like, I just get 3 going. You guys just saw me launch 3 different ones to get them done. And these look great. Like, this just looks great. So I got this one done. And I'm going to grab this so you can see exact copy what I place. So you guys can modify from it. Like, don't do it exactly that way. Make sure you modify it, right? Now I'm going to go and lock that. So I got two in the options one. You guys got all that? Okay, perfect. All right. So, and I know if I go back to the options here, I'm going to go back to the options and thank you. Where do I have it? So let me go to, is it? Okay, so I'm gonna go to the BFA event. That's what I wanted to go to. And again, I got this process here, right? And I just want to spell it out because that's what we're about to go into. So we send out text 1 to our leads, right? We send out text 2. Preferably we call them, we get a hold of them, then we send the email with the book, right? And text 2 lets them know we sent an email, right? Then text 3, And that's where we add them to Evolve and FSN, and we send the email and hopefully call to again, get a hold of them, do a BRT or invite them into the event, right? The BFA event, right? So all this here, the BRT process, not contact, no contact, no PVS yet. We make sure the Tech 3 process is done. We get a hold of them anywhere here. We're going to do into PBS and flow. That's the goal. That's the goal. Okay. Then we fall back on this and get here. And then text 4, these are the people we don't get a hold of. Text 4 goes out or text 5. These are all going to be related to BFA typically. This text 4 is just call in progress. This has really been moved just to this. All right. So I can literally, oh, this is probably locked. It's okay. And we want to get into the BFA and the process happens. Okay. So the one thing that I want to, and then again, here's the calendar settings, right? And then hopefully everybody's done the right thing, which is invite them. Like earlier this week, you should have set a calendar invite to your people. Like, here's all these. And I would just come, like, say, even like the 31st, right? So 3 days before, or even 5 days before, whatever, I would come in here and then, because I have several of them, right? You can only put so many in each one. So open this one up. It's got 200 people in it, 203, and I would send a message right here. I've already done it, right? And I'm just going to invite them. Well, the reason why I bring this up there is because come next, and I need to go look at this too, right? Because come next week, how many do I have in 5? Is that full yet? 5, yes, not yet. Okay. I should have more and more people in my calendar so that I can invite them to the next one, right? Because we're going to do one in 2 weeks. But between now and then, I'm going to be adding people to the calendar. If I do, when I add them to FSN and Evolve, I'm going to add them to this calendar when I send out the invite, right? When I do the text form, I'm going to add them here so they see this. But if they don't show up this coming BFA, I'm going to remind them for the next one and the next one. Okay. And the thing that's going to be fun is as we continue to do this, we're going to start doing giveaways, right? We're going to start giving away the tune. So we're going to say, we're going to have attendees there, and we're going to have we're going to have a fun message to put out there, right? So we have other things and other angles, but we can contact people from text. Like, we're just having other touch points. So hopefully everybody's doing that. All right, I'm going to come here for a second. I'm going to keep doing this. Let me stop my share. Let me see if Trish is here yet. Oh, there's Trisha.
Let her in.
And then I need to make sure that all of our leadership are co-hosted so we'll turn chat open. What else do I need to do?
Participants chat.
Yeah, I think we're good. All right, so we're going to be on here. Like, we'll let people start coming in. We're going to start in 12 minutes. Okay. And if you guys pay attention to who's coming in, right? And private message them, welcome them in. Or I don't care if private message, let them know that you got stuff on there. I'm anticipating we're going to have people come here that didn't follow instructions, that aren't set up and Evolve yet, and we'll have to get them set up, right? And we'll walk through that. That's the fun part. Okay. And then we're going to go over all this stuff. Trish and I will get on there. We'll launch this. And, obviously pay attention. But, those of you that are here during this time, be aware. But you could be posting your ads, you could be doing your texts out there, right? You can be adding people to FSN, Evolve, take advantage of the time. But if you got people here, make sure you're focused with them and be available in case they start asking you questions. And remember, we get everybody in the IBO process. We're going to show them the PBS process. You're going to have a lot of people that we refer here that have seen the PBS before. That's all part of the plan. And then I get to explain even more, touch base, cover bases, go forward on things, and we just go over all that. Okay. 10 minutes. I'll come back on and we'll start adding people, if they come in there. If you see your people coming in, like, like we should have some people come in who will watch it. Just be very welcoming, like always, and have fun with it, guys. And those of you that love the IBO program, you can definitely comment about it as we go on. But it's also, we have so many people that are benefiting from that. It's freaking awesome. All right, Trisha, I will start in 10 minutes.
Okay, I'm ready.
I love it. All right. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Let's get this going.